I dropped the phone right after I said my mother gave up on me. After a while, my phone slipped out of my hand. I'm picking up right where I left off. She did, though. She gave up on me. She gave up on me because she had gone through enough life of trauma that as is. She was already 37 years in when I was born. Worn out by this world, kicked around by the trauma she had experienced. Tired from the life she had already lived. She didn't have a fight in her at 50 years old to tussle with my very complicated and stubborn mind. Plus, in her mind, time teaches. So once I got to a certain age, all the stuff I didn't learn, I was just supposed to magically have in my head. That's how it was. You, 18 years old. You don't know how to do this? No, ma'am. You never taught me. You 25 years old. Why don't you just go down there? Because I didn't grow up learning how to do that. I grew up receiving things I didn't deserve because you were trying to supplement for the guilt that came with you leaving me vulnerable to the trauma that I experienced at 2 years old. And it wasn't your fault that happened. You did not have a choice, mommy. That's what I wanted to tell her if she was alive. I'd tell her that right now. You didn't have a choice. You were a single mom trying to keep a job, trying to raise a young boy by yourself. You needed to leave me somewhere. Unfortunately, the place you left me was not a very good place. Yes, there was a day where I told her, please don't make me go in there. She spanked me on my bottom and sent me in there. And yes, bad things happened that day. Neither one of us ever recovered from that. She spent the rest of her life trying to overcompensate and making me happy. Because of not only that, but some of the traumas that she had went through in her life that played on her head when I went through what I went through. She never recovered from that. And because of it, I wasn't raised properly. And I was showered with gifts that I didn't earn. I was getting straight fails at school, putting my head down and sleep in class during the math time. And there was a reason for that. Very specific reason. I was actually protesting. I told you guys all about that. I think it was probably, therapy session 24 or something like that. The whole math class thing. But yeah, once I gave up on school, I gave up on life. I gave up on all the normal things that kids want and do. I just wanted to play my video games, receive what I received, and then loathe myself for the person that I had turned into in that process. Now, of course, I pulled myself out of a lot of those dumps because I am a pretty resilient guy when I want to be. So I've been fighting my mental health left and right. Finding friends that help me with that. Hanging out with buddies and cliques and stuff like that kind of helped me out of that mindset. But I never wanted to do the work. Go to school, go to college. Couldn't do it. Traumatized. Too afraid. Several different types of trauma too. Embarrassment trauma. Had some of those too. Kind of made me very, very self-conscious. Abandonment trauma. Or dependency trauma, mama dependency trauma, stuff like that. Stuff that would happen after the main event of 2 years of age that would be magnified to no end because of the main event that took place. You see what I'm saying? Now, certain things after that were traumatizing. They didn't have to be traumatizing otherwise. That's how that went. And it kept happening. Things like that just kept happening. Boom, another one. Boom, another one. Boom, another one. And it just drove me into wanting to stay in the house. It drove me into becoming who it is that I ultimately suffer being today. And maybe it wasn't nobody's fault. Maybe I'm just weak. I'm sure there's probably somebody watching this who said, man, I went through 10 times worse and I still pulled myself out. You a weak ass person. You're right. The type of mental illness I have doesn't allow me to pull myself out of these things like that. It don't allow me to face the world like that. It makes me want to choose whatever the other option is, no matter how detrimental it may or may not look. If it keeps me from having to face those anxieties or those feelings or those potential traumas, I'll choose it. Take what comes with it. And that's why we are where we are. It's one of the many, many reasons why we are where we are. I turned on this camera this morning because I just felt like so bad, so dark today, so angry, so defeated, so sober, no weed. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, just like I felt when I was a child, I don't want to do the work. What it takes to get my car back this time, I don't want to do it. What it takes to fix my life, go back to work, I don't want to do it. Calling family members, telling them I need help, don't want to do it. All of the things that I need to do, my brain doesn't feel like it has the strength to do. That's why I turned on this camera this morning, because I'm feeling that weak. And the sad thing is, I don't want to admit to anybody that I don't want to be here. I don't want to admit to anybody how bad it actually is. Because I know if I do, it just alarms people. It makes them think that I'm going to hurt myself. And I'm too chicken shit to do that. So all of you guys need to just, if you're worried about if I'm going to hurt myself, be at peace. Too scared to do that. Don't want to face the trauma of killing myself. Like if I go to the highest peak, too scared to jump. Put a gun in my head, too scared to pull the trigger. It ain't even about the afterlife. It's literally about the pain. Or even more so, the anticipation of failing and having to live with my body not functioning properly because of my attempted suicide. So I never killed myself. So I was too chicken shit to do it. Just like I was too chicken shit to do it needed to be done at all times. That weakness is unbearable. I celebrate anybody and everybody who's stronger than that, who go out there every day and do what they have to do. I don't hate y'all. I'm rooting for you. See, the Lord, out of all the things that I don't have, the one thing that He gave me was an immunity from jealousy. I really don't know what that feels like. I've been so self-absorbed with my problems and my perceived talents. A combination of self-loathing and narcissism and a desire to be unselfish and angelic. All of those different ridiculously conflicting things never once made me feel like I wanted to be nobody else or take it from anyone anything that they had. Not to mention the wisdom of knowing that I didn't know what came with it, or that it would be the same if it were in my possession versus theirs. I never wanted nothing y'all people got. I just want my own version of it. I never want to take from nobody. If anything, I felt good about not taking from nobody. It made me feel like I had a little more strength than I actually have. And not asking for help makes me feel like I got the balls to be in this space without it, for whatever that means. I'm a broken dude, man. Been broken, and it's all good because I know the rest of the world ain't suffering like me. I find comfort in that. That's the beauty of all of my bullcrap of being myself, is that I do want best for others, even in this presence of my own struggles. I really do. I want everybody to be all right, especially if they deserve it. But if they don't deserve it, I want them to have some type of awakening. Awakening is the word. To know what their options are, to know how to find the happiness that they're actually looking for. Because I don't know how to find mine. So for all of you, especially those in the dark, I want y'all to be able to wake up to find out how best to not force yourself into the wall that you're speeding toward. That's what I've wanted for every soul out here, especially the worst ones. Because in some ways, I don't feel like I'm much better than anybody at all. For the neglect I've given to others based on my own mental health issues, for the squandering of time and talent, for the times where I could have been more useful and wasn't choosing to because I was in this space. I don't really think all of this is my fault. Some of it is. I think it just happened. It's exactly how that other one lied. By accident. But anyway. Yeah. So on and so forth, man. Dropping the phone made me lose my train of thought, but I don't wish for nobody to have nothing but the best. And if you're going after it and you getting it, or if you found yourself with a silver spoon, or if you found yourself with some immense talent, and you could change the world with that talent, I like that. My spirit is happy for that. I like those things. For whatever reason. That's why I'm so enamored with basketball, because I can see people doing all kinds of amazing stuff, man. Watching Kyrie dribble, watching LeBron pass, watching Magic pass, watching Shaq jam on people. I couldn't do none of that stuff. I root for those people, man. I love that shit. Or listen to Stevie's music, or listen to Bone Thugs rap, listening to Kendrick rap, listen to Cole rap, all these different awesome artists. Kanye, Whitney Houston's voice, all these different things that inspired me, man. Luther Vandross' voice, just greatness, Michael Jackson, Prince. These are the things that have made it so that living was cool and still is. It's what made it all right to suffer the way that I have. Because you get used to the suffering, and then you can get distracted by the beauty of life, by the greatness displayed in all these different people, man. It distracted me from my suffering. Gave me something to be passionate about, allowed me to sit in my suffering and just be. That's what all of you artists allow me to do. And I watch people standing for stuff, be great, sticking up for one another. That's good stuff, man. I root for that. So yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing. If you're out there doing the best you can to make this world a better place, if you're doing the best you can to make something for your family, you got my support. As for myself, I'm moment to moment, man. I am moment to freaking moment. Every moment I feel different, it seems. I don't know. One day I feel really hopeful that everything I've done is going to pay off. Another moment, I feel like I'm not going to live to see it happen. One moment I feel like I've made the right decision with everything I've done. The next moment I'm looking at the results of my decisions and seeing no success. Never mind how you feel. The results are trash. That's the truth. I'm angry because I've poured myself and my heart, my everything into something that has not manifested yet in AMC. I banked on it. I believed in it. Couldn't manifest it to make it happen. I couldn't overcome the corruption. of those hedge funds and those individuals who are delaying all of us an opportunity at financial freedom. I hold my shares because I'm angry at those people. I put myself through this because I'm angry at those people. It's the truth. All of my situation would be fine from a financial standpoint only, which can trickle down to a lot of different things, including me getting financial help and having my vehicle, of course. Though those are not the things that are keeping me from getting either one of those things. Those things are being stopped by me and me alone. I could have my car. If I went out there and worked security like I had been doing, I could get myself some psychological help. If I could beat my mind, win that battle, and go outside and face all of y'all in the flesh. Can't do it. Can do it because you're supposed to think positively. But the reality is my brain is not functioning in a way that initiates such. So I can speak positively and say, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, I know I can. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And my body will still sit here. That's the problem. But I can't convince anybody I'm helpless because I can't prove it. Never have been able to prove it. That's the wickedness in my mental health issue. There's no way to prove this. I display this pretty decently functioning individual, probably someone who overshares if nothing else. But otherwise, it shouldn't be no reason. I think the average person will be able to even see some of my struggles, if not for me illustrating them. And honestly, it's history that's taught me that. None of them saw. None of them. And if they did see, they never sat me down and had any conversations about it. Friends, even the close ones, they never sat there and say, B, are you okay? Never. Just kind of let me be, so I just assumed they didn't see it. Maybe they murmured behind my back, but I never heard it. I don't think I really know what people think of me because I never seek it out. I never respond to anybody's, messages in the comments and stuff like that because I'm not up for the negativity that may come. Positivity I appreciate, but I'll never see it because for risk of the negativity, it's all part of the mental health issue. It's not that I don't want the channel to grow. It's not that I don't appreciate people reaching out. It's just that I don't want to put myself through the mindset that could be. It's just like everything else. It's the anticipation of things. No different. All encompassing, same issues. I don't know how to help myself. That's why I turn on camera and just talk. Because I don't know how to help myself. So, though I know what to do to help myself, that needs to be done. And how to make that the case. How to do it. How to push myself to get it done. How to want it. How to choose it over these sufferings. I don't know how to do that. Man, oh man. I wish so bad that I could be a better example or exude better energy through this camera. I wish so bad that I could give you guys encouragement and be that dude that y'all need me to be to make your day better. But all I have the strength to do is be honest. The least I could do is not upload this shit. But I'm going to do it anyway. I know me, I will. Because part of the sickness is needing to share. Because my unwillingness to share in the past and suppression of so many things. To now I feel like I need to share everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, the ridiculous, the flawed, the perfect. All of it is going to be shared. So, hopefully this venting session could be good for me. Hopefully it didn't ruin your situation. I really didn't want to do that. But when the energy's high, I give it to you. When the energy's low, I give it to you. I don't know where this is going, but I'd imagine it ain't going to get much better. My name is BDF 44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.